Greetings, Algo Artisans, Cowboy here, and we are, let's see what we're doing here. We're on a Thursday morning. I think we had some data just come out, so let's go ahead, jump right into said data. See here, what do we have? Well, that was, yeah, okay. Yeah, GDP just came out, unemployment claims just came out. And we're going to take a look at how that affects the charts. Give me just a second to share the screen. Share the screen. Okay, there we are. Screen shared. I imagine the gorilla will join us shortly. But you see final GDP is out. And let's go ahead and refresh the screen. See how it pops up for us. Uh-oh. Okay, good. So Thursday the 27th at 8:30 EST. Okay, so looks like the numbers were as projected for both GDP and unemployment, more or less as projected. That means that the market will probably continue in the same direction that it was going. So a good place to look at that is going to be the euro, which is basically like an inverse version of the dollar index. And of course, the dollar index and the way that moves is going to have everything to do with the way that the rest of the market moves, right? Because everything is traded against the dollar. I'm going to go ahead and take a trade here. Give me just a moment. Take this trade. Yeah, that'll be a good one. All right, so let's do that. Let me just check all my stuff here before I take a trade. Tempting. Let me see here. Tough call on this. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna set an alarm. I'm gonna look for a long on the euro versus the dollar is what I'm gonna do, but I think I need some things to happen first. Just give me just a second. Okay. And just taking notes on my alert here. When I come on to do these shows, you have to understand I need to make money trading. So sometimes I got to take a break and find some trades and look for some conditions that allow for a good trade. So give me 1 second. Okay. So on the screen here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a trade based on this range, and I didn't enter the bottom of the range, but what I can do is go ahead and take a trade for the second half of the range because my metrics do say this would be a decent trade. But price may need to pull back a bit. So what I'm drawing on the screen is not exactly the trade I'm going to take. However, I do think that with the proper pullback, we might see a nice entry. But again, everything has to line up on the metrics. So I might take a small position right now, actually. And I will share the actual stop in Algo Factory. Give me 1 second. Because what you see on the screen is not the stop loss I'm going to use. Okay. Let's see if that's the trade I want to take here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit deeper on that stop. That's it. Do it this way. Okay. All right, let me tell Algo Factory what the stop is on that. And then charts is incoming. Okay, so now Algo Factory knows my stop, and I will create a chart on a different layout here so I can send them that. But essentially what you're seeing is very similar to the trade that I'm taking right now. What you're seeing on the screen is the euro, where you see that price has been rotating back and forth in this range. And so I'm going to take a trade to the top of that range, roughly. And I'm going to put my stop loss here, or my take profit, I should say. Set my alarms, and we're good to go. I wanted to take this trade earlier, but I needed for the economic data to come out, right? Because when economic data comes out, it's going to throw the charts for a loop. You're going to see price do some wacky things. Now, today, of course, with the data coming out as expected, that did create a scenario where the charts didn't really do a whole lot of craziness, right? They just kind of flopped around for a second, a little bit of movement, and then, and then it was fine. But the entry actually looks like it was a good entry. It looks like the market was simply waiting for things to happen. So let me go ahead and generate this chart so everybody can see it. But this is a nice little trade. This is probably let me see. I can't show you the exact numbers because that's for Algo Factory to see. And remember, I show my trades to Algo Factory for entertainment purposes. This is not, for them, oh, hey, take this trade. It's not what's going on here. But what will happen is they can use this as part of their data for their research, and they can take their own trade. So go ahead and throw that up there, and then we'll take a look at what's going on. And we'll see if V the Gorilla is waiting. Let's see. Okay. Because he might be waiting in the background, and I just haven't looked yet. Operating. I usually have 3 screens, and I'm only operating on 2 right now. No, he's not in the thing. Okay, good. So that's trade. Very similar. The take profit would be below the top of this range, so a little bit lower than what you're seeing here. And it's just a nice little, for me, and my precise trade. I don't want to say exactly what it is, but it's better than a like 1-to-1. That's good. It's like it's a lot better than 1-to-1. So nice little opportunity, and this is how we do it, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. Whenever data comes out right at the beginning of the session, I have to always pay attention to what's going on. Wow, everybody, look at this. I drew this. I'm assuming I drew it like on Monday or Tuesday, but I drew this little pattern right here on Bitcoin, right? And I was talking about what I thought might happen. And this trade that you see, right, this potential trade, I'm not in this trade. I wouldn't be in this trade until the price breaks above this line, which is around 62,750. But if we back up, we can see here that price is it came down to bounce off of 59,000, which I did predict for everybody, right? So everybody saw this. Everybody's been watching, knows I predicted this, and price bounced off of 59,000 as I predicted. And let's take a look to see if the liquidity, where this yellow boxes are, this yellow line, not this yellow line. I'll recode this yellow line so that we don't confuse ourselves. But the yellow lines right now and the boxes are where liquidity was when I first kind of laid out this trade plan. So you're getting a lot of trade plans today, which is where the money is. Not to say you're supposed to follow those trade plans. It's not for you to do. You need to do your own research, right? Not investment advice. But you get to see what my trade plans are for entertainment purposes only. That's what this is all about. So I'm just kind of running the wheel here, but we'll do all that later. And we're going to use the kingfisher.io. Link is in the description. And we're going to get some liquidity data to see from a liquidity standpoint from where all of the traders have their liquidations on the exchanges. We're going to see where price is likely to go next. Now, we're seeing a bit more liquidity to the downside build. So a lot of people are looking at going long, right? Because basically what this means is that if people are going to go long, if people are trading such that they think price will go up, then their liquidation points, which is where their trades would liquidate on the exchanges, they are below price now. And price often will get pushed towards those. And the chart has to favor a move in direction of these liquidation points in order for them to go to those liquidation points. But once the charts solidly favor a move in either direction, these are great areas to look at for targets, right? Right now, there's a strong target sitting at about 65.5. and all the way down to 63.6. So let's see if that's where we have it on our charts here. So 63.8, we can stretch this just a hair down to 63.6, up to 60. Okay, so this liquidity zone has only grown, it seems. Definitely still where it was yesterday, but we do have a bit more liquidity downside. Let's do that. We've got just like a mess of it from 58 to 60. It's not very strong, but we have some stronger liquidity sitting really at, say, 55.7, 54.5. So 55.7, 54.5. Yeah, this is pretty much here. I can move this down just a hair and put this right about here. So that liquidity has moved down a bit, and all that means is that people who have gone long, people who have put trades on that are in the direction of upwards, sometime back in this area, right about here, sometime in here, some people went long, and their targets are going to be anywhere up here or higher. Well, there's their liquidations, which is where if the price goes down, the exchange will take them out of the trade. That's down in this area, and a lot of people, I don't know why, they let the exchange take them out of the trade. And that actually usually is going to cost a lot more fees, but that's just what they do. So if that's the case, now we have areas where price may go, right? There's some smattering of it down here around this yellow line, around that 59 area, but there's a decent amount of it down at about anywhere from, say, 54 to 55.7. So if the charts, if the algos favor a move to the upside, then the next target area is going to be in this box, which is going to be 65.5 all the way down to 63.5 roughly. Okay. So let's see what the algos say. I'm going to start looking at some pretty crazy stuff on the screen. Don't worry about it. I don't use all this data. I just use some of this data. All right. So my algo is not this complex. It's very, very much not the case. Now I can tell you short term, there is a little bit of a push upward. However, the charts are still bearish overall, right? They haven't flipped to bullish. Now, if the move up is going to happen, I think it's going to involve, and as I said this yesterday, it's going to involve more time at the bottom of this giant range, the range going all the way back to March. So if the movement is going to be up, if the next move is up and not down, then according to my data, and I could be wrong, but if I were to simply just use the data to make some kind of a forecast, would probably, oh, nice coffee slurp fee. That would be like in this area pop up, right? I got you right in time for that. But if the move were to be down, it would potentially happen a lot sooner as opposed to kind of floundering and then up. That move would probably break down like pretty quickly. So that's one thing to understand. If you see a break downwards, then that's going to be more likely in the near term where price is headed is going to be down a little bit, but it might not go down past 59. We might just see a nice healthy double bottom, which would match that bottom that we had on that capitulation. What was it, 4 or 5 days ago? So we might see price hang out down here for a minute, even grab liquidity down there and pop up. There's always that chance, though, that price gets forced down to grab liquidity because right now, high time frame, the charts do favor a move downwards. However, mid-term time frame, price favors a move up, and the liquidity is pretty close by. So it's just right now. That's why we have a range. That's why price is now building a range down low right here because there's just opposing forces. Right? It's just in a time where price has to decide what it's going to do. And whenever you see a range like that, a lot of times you have to see which way it breaks and to plan for that. And this is on a high time frame. I don't even take trades based on that, not usually. So that's a good look at Bitcoin. This is a possible trade. Again, I'm not in this trade yet. It's just a trade plan. But trading these ranges has been healthy. If you just look back, going back to March, every time it hits the edge of a range, like 5 out of 6 times, it's been a profitable trade. So I know a lot of range traders are in right now. They're in and they're long to 72 because that's just what they do by rules. So that being the case, we've seen a Euro trade that I shared, and Algo Factory got the real details on the Euro trade, right? The actual the actual numbers, stop loss, take profit data. That's, Algo Factory has that data. And then, of course, we have a potential trade plan for Bitcoin. So, V the Gorilla, sir, how are you doing?
Top of the morning here. Top of the morning.
Nice. I got a chalupa for you if you're hungry. Actually, I should
That's
say
right,
thirsty.
my
Really,
friend.
let's believe.
Yeah, I'm all about the chalupa.
Chalupa, Solana.
Solana.
Solana. Well, hey man, if you want to get us out of here and into the
Solana.
private, I
Yes.
took a little extra time on the public live lab because I spent the first few minutes getting into a trade, and so I wanted to give the people what they want.
Yes, we have to give the people what they want, man.
That's right. But yeah, man, get us out of here. Let's go to private.
All right, guys, listen, don't sit on the sidelines wondering if it's for you. Let's get into the private. Join us for $1.66 per day, less than the price of a bottle of water, where we give you the skills to pay the bills. AlgoFactory.tech. Join us or die.
Join us or die.